So I haven't been down these creeks. This one's the most major, but still not really that major. And this one's kind of even less major. They've recently filled back up. But they're already getting life back. I'm going to call this one Campground Creek 1, Campground Creek 2. So I haven't been down this section of the woods yet. Nice little school of minnows. I want to see what's down here. It's just recently refilled. So you never know how much life there's gonna be. Oh. And this is New Year's Eve. This is the last day of 2019. Subsequently, the last hike of 2019. That's kind of why I want to get on a hike. Last chance for a hike this year. No real creepy crawlies under these rocks. Water's nice and warm. Not warm. Not bad. I don't know. Let's see. 55, 50 maybe degrees. So it's cool, but not cold. It's a nice shallow stream. You know, it's kind of, these little baby streams are nice and shallow. It's like mid-40s. Ooh. Sounds like a nice pileated woodpecker maybe. A nice big one. Somewhere's over in there. I think the four-wheeler tracks it would be a little bit more solid. That's crazy driving through that. That's pretty muddy. So it's really hard to say if this is a stream walk or not, because you know, it's kind of, this is the beginning of the wet season. At the height, you know, at a flood level, I would be chest deep in water right now. Last year, like at the height, you know, I'd probably be almost up to my neck. The water level was, you know, just like right around in there. That was the water level. So, I mean, it has a lot more filling to do. But at this point, it's hard to say how much of a stream walk this will be. Oh, so this will be a, this video is New Year's Eve woods walk. This is a first walk on Campground Creek 1. No, 2. Campground Creek. Numbered like something. Kind of I guess seeing what the earlier life is, you know, that repopulates the stream once it gets re-wet as well. So those little creepy crawlies were sow bugs, water sow bugs, aquatic sow bugs. Not sure if I was catching them on camera or not. School of minnows. Drifting away. Not seeing any sow bugs just yet. Minnows seem to be one of the first. And no turtles. More minnows. Be below freezing tonight. One of the minnows. He's not in a flock. He's got a nice stripe, almost like some kind of a baby bass. The ones in those big schools down there didn't have the stripe. Eventually. I got a lot of eventualities. Eventually I'm gonna that's a cool fish right there. That's one of the sticklebacks. Somewhere's under that leaf. I try to move to get him in view. Probably scare him. Well, I'm actually not sure what kind of minnow it is. These little predatory ones with the spikes on their backs, but I just call them sticklebacks. Yeah, he's under that leaf. I don't want to scare him. He's a nice size one. They're pretty small. Oh, there's the lake. Got this big hill, you know, it's kind of a really steep incline and then a really steep decline, you know, it's kind of crazy. The hill. Some nice lighting. Like noonish. I usually still have on my coffee. Managed to get a pretty good start on the day. And no creepy crawlers yet. go closer to the lake. So there's some kind of a minnow. He's lodged himself. Somewhere's in there. Oh, what do I want? Whoops. Some beautiful views. I really like the gurgling of a creek, that sound. I don't know, sounds like a waterfall. Kind of chilling out over the thing. Some nice perspectives. Some nice brachyfunguses. I kind of butchered that one. Accidentally dragging it. It's a hard play. Yeah, I've panned a couple of streams for gold. That'll probably be a nice summertime activity. Pan the rest of these streams for gold. See what I find. But I'd be surprised if it was good gold. Kind of a dilemma. Some kind of an animal skin right there. That's what that is. Is that a skull? No. It's like the pelt of an animal. Upside down. So the skin side is up and the fur side is down. Almost looks like part of its skull right there. Dilemma. The creek splits. Kind of a windy little bit. I'm gonna go this way. Kind of in general, I wanna. All along the lake shore, you got this steep hill. More or less. The upland route. This is TVA over here, this land, but upland. Upland. You know, maybe a mile, no, half mile, quarter mile that way. It starts turning to private property, and that's where that logging road was. So, cutting across way upland, using that logging road to get down to the shoreline, without actually being on the shoreline. that upper route, it's all privatized. But this lower route, if there's a route, it looks like it's going to be really easy going. All this nice flat land. Another beautiful little creek. Multiple creeks. There's the other side. One of the first things the plants get flooded out. I don't see any minnows this far up, but it's got some serious stuff to get over. This one looks like it may have some pretty deep pools, which may stay wet. I don't know, I haven't been over here before, but that's possibly wet even in the dry season. And if you have a pool that stays wet, it could be minnows still. Life just kind of hanging out in the pool. Yeah, I eventually do up tanks and aquariums for these things. Aquaculture, not hydroponics. Hydroponics is just kind of crazy. You take something that just occurs naturally, growth, and then you make it dependent on electricity to pump all this water around, you know, so without electricity, something that would occur naturally just dies. So kind of I'm not a fan of hydroponics, but I'm a fan of, you know, using the fish to do something. Seed. Almost looks like some kind of a crazy water bite. Wow. This is a massive gold nugget. No. It is pretty heavy though for its size. I don't know. Oh, iron. That's why. Yeah, there's really not a lot of gold in these areas. What is this? The southeast. Did find some in like North Carolina. Uhari. Pretty nice color. But otherwise it's pretty much dead for gold. I'm thinking eventually doing some camping trips, maybe to this. There's this Smoky Mountain. I want to go mountains, you know, and you know this would be placer gold. I want to find the hard rock gold where it's still in the quartz veins, you know, with the metal detector and checking out the quartz. Just basically hiking in the mountains, basically doing like a week-long hiking trip, and not like mountains so mountainy that it's cold and snowy and icy and hard to breathe. That's just not fun for me. What'd be fun for me is mountains like this, where it's just woodlands, you know, old, low-lying mountains, and that's like your Smoky Mountains, which are over here. Oh, and the Blue Ridge, you know, over by Chattanooga. So I don't know what these are. I almost wanted to say they were wine caps. A wine cap has a top similar to that. A wine cap is one of the homesteaders' favorite mushrooms to grow because they grow in mulch, you know, just the leaf litter and wood chips, you know. Really nice edible, I guess. But they should have a purple bottom underbelly, and these have a white underbelly. So I'm not sure what these are. I like the size and shape and color of it though. It looks like it might be good eating. I haven't figured out what it is just yet. Yeah, you know, just seeing light through the trees and the wind through them, having a little creek gurgling. That's just pretty sweet, you know. So kind of the purpose of one of those mountain hikes would be, see if we got any slime molds, but that's a little too big. I have to use my hands to move that one. Purpose of one of those mountain hikes would be finding gold. Kind of the excitement part of it. But the enjoyment part of it is the atmosphere. It's just can't beat atmosphere like this. Incredible atmosphere, some wooded mountain. And you know, the excitement, finding the gold, and also finding food. Kind of, probably won't find gold, but find that mushroom, and it's still like the excitement of finding food, you know. So bringing minimal food because it's, you know, doing a long, so kind of the whole thing is easily accessible spots are probably have already been checked. But then kind of the other thing is with hard rock gold, as the rocks become exposed and those new veins and ore deposits become exposed, they break down and end up in the creek. So throughout the last 200-300 years, you know, people have gone and checked the creek, you know. Maybe in the last 20 years the ore has been exposed and started working its way down, you know, and it's not worked its way all the way down yet. So you get to some deep woods areas, and that's as far as the new gold has made its way down. And those are kind of back there, so it's kind of, you know, a lot of hiking. I guess kind of dangerous, because I ended up with the black bears and the mountain lions. Maybe bring a roll of wire. So I got 2 rolls of wire fencing, and basically I used one of the roll, you know, like a 3-foot by, I don't know, 25-foot, 50-foot spool roll of fencing. I used most of one for concrete, doing my sidewalk. I haven't used a second spool yet, it's just sitting around. Almost sounded like an armadillo. This is firm. Probably an old road. way too firm to be natural. It had to have been compacted. I don't see where it would have gone. Unless it just did a really windy route. Armadillo tracks. Yeah, that's what I thought I heard an armadillo. Get a few more heavy rains. And I'll wash out these little blockages. They've already washed out of the other streams, like Matthew's stream and Stream. Those are more major streams, and they've already kind of cleaned. They've been cleaned out already. Looks like some roots. Nope. It's first isopod. That's a big one. You are a big one. This is a sow bug. Oh, there are two of them and they're mating. That's what they're doing. Let's let them get back to business. You guys need to populate. Oh wow. Yeah, it disturbed them. I need to populate this. It's kind of crazy. It's had water for, I don't know. Then we got another one. Kind of slipping under there. Yeah, I think, no, I didn't miss him. Where is he? Oh, I did miss him. Yeah, there's a lot of them over here. This far up. Hardly any rocks. So I guess the sow bugs eat. They're a cool part of the food chain. You know, they eat these dead leaves and slimes, and they also eat dead, dead fish. You know, like that pelt back there. I would have eaten that. So they take stuff that's not really food for bigger organisms. You know, it's like snails and stuff would eat those things. Snails make good food too. But the isopods are cooler looking. Sow bugs. Yeah, they must have been buried in the mud. So they call them, some people call them freshwater shrimps. And you'd see like, there was some lake, the Salton Sea or something. Oh, the Mojave Desert. It would sometimes fill up with water and then get populated with shrimp. Like, they would be just dried out and sleeping in the dirt. Filled up with water, they would get rehydrated and come back to life. Which is trippy. Just crazy. This guy is a monster. It's just, I mean, that's like a 8 to 10 foot root, it goes out 8-10 feet. That root's like maybe like 2 feet thick right there. This is a presence. It's probably like some kind of a gnarly old oak. Lost a branch right there. Yeah, he had a bad year. It's probably his branch too. From the other part of the elbow. Yeah, you get some pretty strong lake winds out here. I like this little valley, but it looks like it's gonna do an even deeper valley that way. I'm gonna go up that one. There's eventually, you know, the little streams that go that way, like getting on this ridge. And maybe follow a stream bed down to the other side. I don't want to stay out too long. Make this kind of, well, not a quick trip. Almost looks like maybe property marker stake or something. This lone thing out in flatland. Yeah, the cool thing about logger land, the loggers mark the property boundaries, stripes or dots or some other, you know, configuration that they use to mark the property lines. So it's kind of almost more or less tell where you're at. You know, like when you're crossing from one parcel into another. Otherwise, it's kind of, you never know where the property lines are. Foil balloon with a little, you know, confetti string stuff. Oh yeah, so it's helium exploded. Some beautiful bumps. These mosses and lichens. You know, this is almost like some massive rock cliff faces with a jungle forest beyond, you know. It's just yeah, there's some mountain peak right there. That's where the pirates hid the treasure, on top of that mountain. Beautiful stump. I like those mosses and lichens. Oh yeah, I want to do some constructions after this. Kind of get on a quick walk. Well, the lighting's nice. And a lot of scrapings on the leaves. Things have been 50 years. Doing a lot of cutting down. It's gonna be sweet. I wanna find that. I went home. I find the stump. It has the honeybees going in and out of it. Been looking for the honeybees. Some kind of a burrow. This looks like two trees joined into one. Such a sharp scene. Maybe it had been a fence line. On this side though. But are you alive, Mr. Spider? Yeah. Catching some sun. I should leave him to it. Let him warm up a little bit. Yeah, it's been a crazy warm winter. So it's supposed to be like 28 tonight. Let's just say 45 for the high today, and then 28 for the low. And then it'll be like 36 for the low tomorrow. And like 52 maybe for the high. And then 55 for the high, and then 58 for the high, you know. And nights back. Nights back in the 30s, mid 30s, upper 30s. But between Christmas and now, like the whole last week of December, pretty much 60s in the day, 50s at night, which is, you know, actually sweating, you know, thinking about wearing shorts in December. Very nice though. Not complaining, just stating. I guess the complaint would be, you know, getting bit by a deer tick. You know, this time of year, you think, you know, January 1st, the ticks would be dead for the year, but still got ticks. I actually got mosquitoes. You know, January mosquitoes. Well, end of December mosquitoes, but I wouldn't be surprised getting some more warm spells this month. Starting off the year with some 60-degree weathers. Slug poop. A very big slug. Slug sleeping for the year. Yeah, I want to capture honeybees. I think that would be preferable. Getting a strain that is kind of a nice reveal. Almost like a road. This looks like the road right here. I don't really see where it goes. I haven't made it very far. Over there. Somewhere's, oh, Rex Island. The big tip of Rex Island. Sandbar. It's a little windy. Nice view. Yeah, it kind of looks like a sandbar out there. That whole bay. You can definitely see the sandbar nature of it from up here. A tanner, greener watercolor. From up here, you could probably surprise some eagles and storks. This is kind of what they like. They like being up here. I can see why now, because it gets such a better view. I don't want to go back. I want to keep going. And keep a lookout for some maple leaves. So I really want some big maples to make the syrups out of. view of the island behind Rex Island. That was a bit too deep to wade out to it. Granted, I was carrying a backpack with me. More or less carrying it on my head, keep it out of the water. I probably would have had to have taken a light swim to make it. Huh. It does look like a road. Be a pretty sweet way to travel the coast if it keeps going. Yeah, this is the cool thing about the legacy of mankind, is these little roadways make moving so much easier. I don't see any bones. It looks freshly dug. That part though. So, there used to be homesteaders out here in this whole area out there. Almost looks like the road continues. Those homesteaders, armadillo, keeps at it. It's gonna end up in the lake. I want to run down this steep of a hill. This is a very steep hill. So they say it's supposed to be. He's already like 50 foot down. Must have fallen down the hill. Say it's there. He's gonna have one heck of a time trying to get up this hill. I don't think he's gonna make it. I mean, maybe. You never know. Sediments are supposed to be at like a 1-to-3 ratio, kind of as natural settling occurs. You know, just the average. Like, wow. Yeah, this looks like a 1 foot over, 3 foot up. I was thinking it was 1 foot up, 3 foot over, but it's probably 1 foot over, 3 foot up. It's about what this looks like for steepness. Yeah, it's nice being in a natural environment. It's like the great value paradox. Just about every food I eat is great value brand, Walmart store brand. And it's good quality, even better price. You know, it's kind of like real foods. You know, you get like a generic cake frosting, Ginger Evans. So generic brand, and it's sugar, oil, and starch. You know, it's kind of like it'll be supposed to be something. Great value is the actual thing. And it's kind of like a marsh full of cattails and prehistoric tulips. Nothing like cattail tulips. I like the way the sun lights it up. About it going down that, it's gonna be too steep of a walk going back up the other side. So it'll kind of look like this road. I'm gonna follow this road a little bit. I suppose I'll do these walks in preparation for Smoky Mountain hard rock gold mining expedition. Natural light, that's what you can. And I'll have to learn the hunting seasons. May end up being like a hunting season right now. People out here hunting is like a normal part of life. Just, you know, that's just part of living. Well, they gotta be real good at it. You'd think that they would know their target before shooting. So I'm wearing like a black coat and a tan vest, so it's kind of almost like some kind of animal's coloration. Pretty similar to a deer. Kind of what I'm looking to do, cut off a ridge. You know, it's a nice flat ridge. It's got a trail. Wow, what I was looking to do, except that not enough dirt to really do it. This is pretty weak. 30-40 foot top of the hill. I want to do it maybe like 100 foot. So in order to do 100 foot, I'm going to do terraces. Multiple levels, take it down a foot, maybe like some 10-foot terraces, 10-foot wide terraces, going down a foot and then taking that equilibrium over to the other end. This is starting to go inland, the shore. Follow this road a different day. I'm gonna go along this ridge. Now there is a ton of hiking to do. There's the water over there, so the shore's going this way. So this probably will end up being the ridge. I think this is maybe like a bay, what would turn into a bay. This is probably what makes one of those streams. Gets pinched between that ridge and this ridge. That might be what happens. I didn't do too much hiking my first year. That was because it was all pretty pressing. One, sleeping in the car, need to get the shack built so that I can, I can stretch out at night and get a proper night's sleep. And then two, get the baby driveway built so I can stop parking on the public road, the gravel road, and start parking on my actual property. And then three, building the driveway up so I can get the Civic, at the time the Civic, get the car from the gravel road where I can't see it up out of the way where I can see it and no one else can, so it doesn't get broken into and shot at and stolen and all that. Those are all pretty pressing issues. This is a very big thing. I'm gonna take the road. I think that road is the actual ridge. Kind of looking for a good full ridge, a continuous ridge line or something that's pretty continuous, not too much up and down. That'll go the length of the lake, and it's kind of going in and out instead of up and down. This ridge looks like it's going to be some pretty in and out stuff. Yeah. So I didn't do too much hiking that first year. It's been 2 years, just over 2 years. I really don't know. I think it's 2 years now. Can't remember. It can't be 3 years already. No, it's 2 years. Coming up on 2 years. I think it'll be 2 years this February. Yeah, 2 years this February. March. This March. I think I got the property in February. I'll make it February 17, 18, 19. Yeah, so maybe February 17. But I did a fair amount of hiking this year, at least this year. Pretty sure it's 2 years. Not much hiking the first, fair amount the second. I still haven't walked everywhere that's in walking distance. This is my first time down this road. First time down those creeks. Some four-wheelers. It's really hard to tell. There's distance out here. Some travel so far through the woods. It'll probably be another year or two just to hike everywhere. So I can hike in like just walking distance, and I can actually I haven't tried it yet, but I should be able to on the old railroad, which is pretty much like this. You know, they pulled the rails and cross members, you know, so it's just flat path. But maybe what this is, this might be part of an old railroad, you never know. It looks a little too up and downy to be a railroad. Let's see what's going on over here. Make sure this isn't a ridge that cuts across. Oh, yeah, I think this looks like a ridge that cuts across. Sweet, I almost kept on that path. This is when they're putting in that road, you know, they scraped off this area and just kind of made this berm. That's what this is. From when this is excess material from when they're building that road. It kind of dumped it right there. This is kind of cool, you know, kind of nature healing itself. You know, it's been 50 years, 80 years since they put in that road, maybe. And kind of that was all fresh construction, you know, now it's just a hill, you know, some hills. Got like at one point some bulldozer was rolling over through here, scraping it off. And now you got all these little trees. The next generation. Yeah, that's what this looks like. This is a little side road. You can tell where the roads were because that's where the trees are. Kind of reminds me of a really big psilocybin. Not sure though, but that cap looks like it, and the stringiness of the thing. You get all kinds of them. That looks like one of the big varieties. Oh yeah. Eventually close off my driveway. As long as there's a driveway, it's still connected to society. But mound up a big pile of dirt at the foot of your driveway, dig a ditch, mound up some dirt. So not only can you not drive across it, but hiking or walking across it is very difficult, you know. Grab some baby pine trees, plant those. Cut across the driveway. Sprinkle some. Thorn bush seeds. Blackberries, roses, briars. And voila. Kind of disconnected from society. Or no one would actually go. So it's kind of the whole thing is, when you think about going out into the woods, like a remote area, you could be 1,000 miles away from the nearest civilization, or you can be just a little bit away from the nearest civilization. And you know, the only difference is, as far as remoteness, is people, you know, traveling that distance. You know, so you can put a lot of distance, or it just has some obstacles and a little bit of a distance. So it's kind of like 80% of the population isn't gonna even bother going to like these logger roads, you know, this whole little backwoods lake area. 80% of the people ain't even gonna come out here. And the other 20 that do, they're gonna drive the four-wheelers. You know, this is a nice little path. Very easy to traverse, but they still haven't bothered taking the four-wheelers out here. Even a mild obstacle is enough to stop that last 20% of people from venturing the last little bit, you know, to get to your place. So you don't need to be 1,000 miles away. And it's kind of, you really don't want to be 1,000 miles away. Unless you want to be like shooting guns off all the time. My setup. Sound is the issue. Because I'm close. So people won't bother venturing because there's a little bit of a thorn bush. But you give them a reason to venture, and then they will. And that reason would just be curiosity. You know, if they hear goats spotting or whatever, baying. They hear chickens, you know, when you're on this ridge and you hear chickens and goats over there. You're liable to go see what it is. You know, like, what is this? You know, someone's got a farm out here, you know, and you just go and check it out. This is a nice camping spot, I think. If these were some maples, I would want a source of water down one of these little ravines. There's probably a creek, and that creek is started by a flowing from the ground. I'm not seeing any maple leaves. No sugar maple leaves yet. I like that nice flat area. Pretty easy to get to. Looks like a bucket for chlorine tablets for a pool / spa. Might be another one down there. Is that it? No. Really steep. Probably about 100 foot to there. I have to set up a zip line to get down there. Oh, digging out the little spring, damming it a little bit, and then running it through a pipe to a spot somewhere still in there. If there was a good amount of oaks. Really want some running waters at a sugar camp. Yeah, great value. Hear that? Big companies with large amounts of capital to invest, and these investment bankers, stock markets, enable you to get 5-gallon bucket of chlorine tablets on the cheap. I like Great Value food because it's cheap. And it's actually food. It's not just chemicals, you know, it's kind of actual food. But prior to Great Value, what are all these pool buckets doing up here? This is somebody's doing of something. You know, these pool buckets are, you know, I've actually stashed 5-gallon buckets in the mountains full of seeds, clothes, seasonings, like, you know, salt's a very important seasoning. So I'm thinking maybe that's what happened out here. Someone was stashing stuff in the bucket. And it's kind of like those buckets I stashed. They're still out in the mountains. You know, along with like some axes and some saws and some shovels, you know, kind of all your basic implements. This is a nice view. The lake to there. It's about 45-degree view of the lake. And this little, hopefully this isn't the end of the ridge. It almost looks like it's the end of the ridge. It dropped off. Ooh, it's so tall. No. I probably should, no. I really want to be close to here. I was almost thinking to do a gold expedition in the Blue Ridge Mountains out by Chattanooga. And if I found gold there, hit up Chattanooga for my city instead of Nashville, but I really want to stay close to here. I can come out here on the odd occasion and scope things out, you know, just so things don't get too, if someone starts vandalizing my place, I can catch it, you know, and set up some cameras, trail cameras, or I can unclog a drain, fix the leak, keep things from. Ooh, there we got some water. Now this is the end of a trail, or this is the end of a ridge. There's the stream. And this is just kind of crazy. You get this iron, you know. But no gold. Oh, yeah. You can get the Great Value makes it possible to get the good foods, but big corporations with their big capital investments and all that keep out the the mom and pops. They're a massive hurdle for the mom and pops to get over. And then on top of that, the government regulations are another hurdle. So between, you know, the regulations, those big corporations, they got the lawyers and the teams and all that, compliance officers, they can afford those things. But yeah, mom and pop can't. So you got like this market, that market, the other market, you know, $1 billion market, $500 billion market over there, you know. All of that market share going to the big corporations, and then the CEOs getting the lion's share of it. Automation. Taking up another share of it, you know, paying for our machines to do this and machines to do that. I like this. Oh, it's a holly tree. I was like, still green in winter. Very nice. This is a holly. It's got these nice little... I was trying to grow holly, but I couldn't. It's got these nice little thorns. So, not only is it cover for in the winter, these green leaves don't shed, you know, stays, you know, hiding you. It's also kind of like a, these things are sharp, you know, they're like razor sharp. So they're a deterrent to keep people from going through them. This one's an odd one. Like this leaf right here, it's only got 2 thorns on it. It's almost a thornless holly. You know, I could take this branch and try propagating it to make like a thornless holly, maybe. Oh, they've already done that. I had 0 luck growing holly from seeds, and I planted probably about 500 or 600 seeds. One batch of like 400, another batch of like 100 or 200, I can't remember. And they had done a 3rd batch after all those, and none of them sprouted. And so either it's absolutely necessary that you do a particular thing with their seeds, or they're just really hard to grow through seeds. I just took the seeds out of the berries and then let them air dry. That was it. But in the future, I think I'm gonna try doing cuttings. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. Looking for this creek. Find one of the springs that feeds the creek, and maybe get lucky and find some maple leaves around it. Oh yeah, but like machines. Capital investments on the machines. Oh, this looks like it's Bay 1. This is where I want it to be. This is first bay. Right here. Over here should be the persimmon tree. I like that it's got persimmons. Yeah, this is over there's the persimmon tree. I'm just further back in the bay. That's what's going on. There's duck blind. Yeah. That was a sweet gum. This one is the persimmon. One of these is the persimmon and the other one is the sweet gum. Beautiful stream. Oh yeah, automated machines. So kind of, it enabled, those big things allow you to get a beverage so cheap that you can just throw away half of it, you know? But it makes you dependent on those things. Can't afford other stuff. Nicer things. Oh, and it seems almost like a give and a take, but it's more of a noose, a leash. This is probably a bad idea. And to walk across. Surprisingly, not that bad of an idea. Oh, maybe it is. A leash that leaves you dependent. So you kind of just stay caught up in that cycle of 9 to 5, and the life that's left, you know, isn't a natural one. It's lacks any value, natural value. You gotta kind of use cognition to make it seem like a decent lifestyle, decent life. And this thing makes it worth it. And I guess in some situations, to some people, it is, you know, it is worth it, but I would say for majority, 80%, it's not. That was a deep spot. I don't think I'm going to go any further. I really can't decide, go down this one or go down that one. This is such a steep ravine embankment. It's kind of not ideal for either of them, because being in it, I'll probably get stuck in a muddy spot. Being outside of it, I can't really see what's going on in it. This is First Bay. This is the bay I was actually wanting to kind of find an alternative route to, and I must say that that path, that old road, was a great one. Just following it, taking the baby pine tree off ramp to the big beautiful tree. Kind of get some scope, you know. About 8 inches thick, that one, you know. 10 inches wide. It's just that one. It's this whole tangle of roots. It's just probably from there to there, probably 5 or 6 feet. I guess, you know, from that spot right there to that spot right there, that's probably about 8 or 10 feet, you know. these are just the most beautiful trees. You know, it's like you get these tiny little branches coming off, you get these beautiful root systems, and it's kind of this sleek wood and bark, you know, with these little twirly spots, you know, and then you get these branches that come off, these tiny little baby branches, but then you get these beautiful big main branches. So elegant. And then these leaves stay on all winter. I got a couple of these on my property, but they're little babies. No monsters like this. I'm way up 120 feet maybe. At least 100 feet is the top of it. Yeah, battery's dying. That'll be it for this video.